Hey, what's going on, guys? Dylan here from Goldberg Strength. Got another good video for you guys this week, as you already know. This week is going to be a nice video where I'm going to help you guys out with the most common mobility issue I see, not only with my clients, but just people in general, and that's going to be our hips. So I'm going to give you guys 5 drills that you can do out of the comfort of either your own home or even at the gym, because I'll be real with you guys, I include all of these in my warm-up routine, and I have no issues with my hips. So keep that in mind, ready to pay it forward. Let's get right into it, guys. All right, guys, so I'm gonna break it down part by part, and we're gonna work this logically, meaning we're gonna start with our hip flexor, then we'll do a little bit of some internal rotation and then external rotation, and then we'll put it all together with some 90-90s. Simple enough? All right, so we're gonna get down on one knee, and I am gonna start from the side just to show you guys. So you're gonna wanna basically be at like a bottom lunge position, knee out in front, and as you can see, I'm kind of making a right angle with everything. What you're gonna wanna do with this guiding leg is, and just for reference, this is my left leg, so my right hip flexor is gonna be stretched. I'm gonna drive this knee out, I'm gonna reach my arms up to the sky, and I'm going to extend back. As I do this, I'm gonna let that knee from my left leg, that guiding leg, drive out almost like I'm opening up for a squat. And you'll see I'm able to sit really, really deep into the stretch, and then you sit back, hold for a second. I usually hold for 3 seconds in between these reps. And again, 1, 2, 3, and back. This is going to stretch the living crap out of your hip flexors, I promise. When I used to have hip issues and I first added these into my routine, they were horrible. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it might hurt a little bit when you start if you're really tight, but if it hurts, it means you really need this, all right? Because your body is only bothered and it's only agitated because of what we're doing is essentially we're releasing all of that built up tension. That's the goal, right? So for my friends that have trouble with deadlift lockouts, that have trouble with squat depth, pay attention to this. This might actually help you, you know? From the front, right, I'm gonna flip legs. So now my left leg is my back leg, my right leg is my front leg. I'm gonna stretch this left hip flexor out. We're gonna go here. And back, and then up again. 1, 2, 3. Simple as that. I usually do 5 reps of each side, 3-second hold for the first 4 reps, and then that last one, I'll hold anywhere from 5 up to even 10 seconds just to get a really deep stretch. Each time that you're going rep to rep, when I say that, I mean rep 1 to rep 2, right, and so on, you want to focus on getting a deeper stretch. So this is one of those mobility things where you want to be patient with it, you want to take your time. Why? Because that's going to allow you to actually be able to sit deeper into it, expand the range of motion, and get a little bit more comfortable and tolerance with holding said position. I don't know about you guys, but my hips are feeling pretty good. We're going to move into the second, which is going to be a hip opener. Guys, so we're going to move into external rotation next, then internal, then we'll wrap it up with some 90-90s like I said. So the next thing we're gonna do, and this is one of my favorite things when I'm warming up, especially for like any heavy squats, deadlifts, my sumo deadlifters especially, this one's gonna be right for you guys. So we're gonna get back down on a knee again, right? But now I'm gonna take my leg and turn out. So for reference, this is my right leg, this is my left leg. You can do this weighted, I always do this unweighted though, all right? But this is a 90-degree hip opener. It's very simple. So all you're gonna do is take that leg, bring it out, sit, hold, back. And if you'll notice, one thing I'm doing here is I'm doing slight holds just to get that little stretch in at the end. And as you'll see, what I'm trying to do is continually increase the range of motion on this to let my body warm up and open up, right? If I was doing stretch and flexibility, I'd be sitting here holding this position the whole time. When doing mobility, it's okay to do slight holds, but I don't recommend big ones just because, again, there's a difference between mobility and flexibility, and all that this is really trying to do is just loosen you up, get some blood in there, you know, break up some fascia, get those joints popping and moving. Oof. I'm telling you, I can feel it already right now myself, and it feels amazing. So that's what the 90-degree hip opener is going to look like. Again, very simple. You get down on both knees, pop that leg out, bring it out. You can even hold a dumbbell. Some people do kettlebells, and then down and hold. So on to the next. Guys, so next we're gonna get into those 90-90 positions. We're gonna go through a few different drills that I love to do, both external, internal rotation, and then we're gonna get some full hip openers, and you guys should be good to go, whether you're squatting, benching, deadlifting, SBD, or whatever training you got going on, or even if you just had a long day at work, you know, or maybe you sit in an office chair all day and your lower back and hips suck and you're just trying to feel better. Well, this stuff right here, this is the real meat and potatoes. That was just a little warm up, guys. So let me get down into a 90-90 position. And the first thing I'm gonna do is some abductions, right? So what I'm gonna do is focus on opening that hip up. You'll see right here, slowly opening that leg, and you're gonna feel it right in here, right on the outside of your glute and your hip abductors. I usually do one set about 10 reps, and you can follow me through here. And as you'll see, again, continually working that range of motion. And the one thing I want you to notice, this supportive leg, the knee is staying down, right? I didn't start off getting this high, but it's that continual movement that's gonna help me to unlock it, right? And it's not just continual movement, it's also intentional movement, because we can't just move to move, right? We have to move with a purpose. If we're not doing anything with purpose, you aren't getting anything done. You're not really accomplishing anything. So I want you guys, when you're doing this, take it seriously, move with intent, take your time going through mobility. It's worth it. This, I'm telling you, doing this stuff right now, it allows me to be able to hop under the bar immediately, take pretty big jumps, and to comfortably train to where I'm not spending 2 hours doing 1,000,000 reps having to warm up. I can just hop under a bar and be warm. And now I'm gonna work that right side. I have a former hip injury here, so you'll notice this might be a little bit more limited with the range of motion. And that's why this is so important, not only just for me, but why I wanted to pass these drills on to help you guys. Because it saved me in my own lifting career, and it saved me from a lot more pain than I really could be dealing with. Fortunately, I'm not really in pain anymore, but as you guys will see, all right, we're really working the whole hip here. So boom, these are gonna be your 90-90 abductions, all right? Now, let me move on, because we're gonna move on to some internal rotations. So I originally saw a really advanced powerlifter. His name's Chris Bridgeford, right? May have heard of him, may have not. Well, he was one of the best, I want to say from like what, 2019, 2022? So if you guys were around in that era, you know what's up. But anyways, he came up with one of these excellent 90-90 rotations, right? But it's internal rotations. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna hold that 90-90 position like a little windmill with your legs, right? You do one leg at a time. Always do the back leg. So we're gonna go here, and you slide up, slide down, slide up, slide down. And this is gonna help a lot, especially before a heavy squat or deadlift session, mainly because these internal rotations, right? As your hips go towards the bottom of a squat, they're gonna open up, but then they turn back in once you're at depth and you hit the bottom. So this is gonna be really important. Same thing with that deadlift lockout, right? Our hips open up and then they start to rotate back in at the top. I'm telling you guys, very important for this, and it'll make your life a lot easier. Now I'm gonna do a 90-90 flip over, because whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So again, simply hold that windmill position, slide that leg up to a full angle, and then back down. Very simple drill. You don't need equipment for any of these, as you guys see. All that you need is your brain, willpower, and effort. So, you know, anybody should be able to do this. Once we finish our internal rotations, we're gonna finish off, right, with my favorite. These are the classic OG. I'm sure a lot of you guys know this, but now that we've done all of these little things, right, hip flexors, internal rotation, some external rotation, what do we need to do now? We need to put it all together. What's the best movement to do that? 90-90 rotations. Again, I'm sure a lot of you know that. For those that don't, though, these are a lifesaver. So you're gonna get in that same position, right? And you're gonna take kind of those two things that we put together. So when you're starting here, you're gonna start with the back leg, open up, and then as I'm turning in, this leg is actually shifting inwards and pushing down. So your back leg's externally rotating, this one's going to be internally rotating. So you're still doing that internal, external rotation, and the whole idea, right, is to get your hips moving. So think about it as a folding chair. That back leg is actually folding over. And that's how you actually do it, right? You're moving with your hip sockets. You're not moving side to side, but you're moving with intent, so that way your hips can loosen up and get pretty comfortable and nice. right? Look at that. And I can tell you guys right now, I already trained today, and it's my deload, but I'll tell you what, I would be ready to go right now if it was time for a heavy one. So there you guys go, putting it all together for you. And for those of you that stuck around till the end, I just want to thank you very much. You know, I've been getting into these videos, just experimenting more and more, and I'll be real with you guys. I do all of these unscripted. I want all of this to come either from my memory bank, from the Holy Spirit, or from the heart. And, you know, this mobility for me, it saved me from a really tough time when I was recovering from an injury. I had to pull out of a meet, and I've only pulled out of one meet my entire career, and that's the only meet I'll ever pull out of. Fortunately, it was due to a really bad hip and glute injury, along with some SI joint and piriformis stuff. Like, it was just an entire mess. And I really started getting into mobility after that happened. I already was into it before, but like to a new level where I'm like, all right, I'm incredibly passionate about it. I want to learn as much as I can about the self-care aspects of like intense training, lifting, all that good stuff. So I really hope anybody watching this that it does make a positive impact. You picked up a couple of things that you can potentially add to your routine, because these all have made a huge difference for me, and I just want to pay it forward. So I hope that this video helps who it helps and that it reaches who it needs to reach. Thank you guys for tuning in this week. Love doing these mobility videos and series. Until next week, my friends.